Well, good morning, adventurers, and welcome back to Living the Grand Adventure. Day 2 here at East Fork State Park. It's a little bit later start because we didn't sleep the greatest last night. It actually got much colder than they were expecting. We weren't supposed to get below 50. We saw 44. So we weren't expecting that. Neither one of us were dressed for the occasion, and unfortunately we had left our clothes outside the tent, so we just kind of dealt with it. Slept as much as we could. About 6:30 it started warming up, and we dozed off thinking, yeah, we've got a short day, no big deal, we'll get up here in an hour and a half, be okay. Whoops, we slept way in. It's like after 9 o'clock, so we hadn't planned on sleeping this late, but it's okay. We have our cold soak oatmeal. We're going to eat that real quick, get packed up and get on the trail, get over to our next site. But beautiful morning now. Sky is completely blue. Sun's out, really radiant, and we're definitely going to enjoy today. Looking forward to getting over there, building us a nice size fire for tonight because it's supposed to be a lot cooler, but we're just going to get tons of wood to make sure we can stay warm probably about 8 o'clock on. Definitely make sure we're more bundled up tonight than we were last night. Especially me, because I literally slept in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, and I got very chilly. I did not rest the greatest until this morning. It was actually a very quiet night. I heard a dog barking probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's about the only thing I heard, other than the owl at like 5. There was an owl that kind of started hooting just before sunrise, between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. So, and then, that the first one kind of startled both me and Alex, but the first hoot. But after that, we were good because it was just deadly quiet. Alex said she heard a trail runner or somebody come through the trail. What'd you say, about 6:30? I missed that. I was asleep by then. I was resting decent by that point because it started warming up. But yeah, other than that, a very uneventful, quiet night. We're back on the trail, heading over to our next site. We will actually go past that site just a little bit, about 1/10 of a mile, and then 1/10 of a mile back to get water. We're going to hit up a creek that I know about that's over past it, so that's going to be kind of cool. But we should have a decline right here down to another creek, an incline, and then we'll be pretty much flat pretty much the rest of the trip, other than small up and downs and normal stuff you see on trail. This decline and the next incline are the worst we'll have the rest of the trip, so that'd be kind of nice. We were feeling it after those two yesterday, after 5.5 miles, and not having been on trail for a while. But we're getting back into it. Trail legs are back, feeling pretty decent. Especially after last night not being the greatest night's sleep. I got cold. Lexi actually come up underneath her sleeping bag, and she got chilly a couple of times. But for the most part, it was okay. Definitely had much worse nights on the trail. Sunday morning on the trail is always nice. It's looking really pretty through here, guys. Get over that tree there. Had our breakfast and packed up kind of quick. It is always interesting having new equipment, especially when you've got as much new equipment as I have, where a new backpack, new sleep pad, new tent. Trying to get everything packed up as fast as you did before. When you switch up your kit, you're not as familiar with it as you were the previous one. It does take a little bit longer to get packed up. I mean, I was at one point, like at Brookville, or when I was here for my birthday trip back in January, I could pack up my site and be out within 30 minutes, 45 minutes with eating. And we're a little bit slower today. The air mattresses are nice. They really are comfortable. Did you think yours was comfortable, Alex?
Yeah, I really enjoyed sleeping on it.
They just don't roll up the way they came out. They have a funky configuration in which they roll up, that they're supposed to roll up. And I got aggravated and said, nope, I'm not dealing with that. It needs to be easy and efficient on trail. So I just folded it in half and threw it in my pack. And rolled it up, threw it in my pack, of course. And it fits. It actually ended up working better with the way I packed the pack. So I think that's just what I'm gonna do from now on. The only drawback is it does actually come with its own little sack. And I like being able to stick it down into that to provide an extra layer of protection from it being punctured. But it doesn't fit in there now. It's a little bit too long. So I'm like, well, what I may do is just stick as much of it in there as possible to give it as much protection as possible, or I may just ditch that sack altogether. Here's that creek I was telling you about, Alex. This is pretty. Told you this. I knew this one was coming up. I knew this was exact. I knew where we were. But yeah, we're coming down to this real pretty creek that I took some video of last trip. But this will be in the spring, so it should have a little bit more flow and definitely in the bright sunlight.
Yeah, also something I realized about the not being able to have the sacks for the sleeping pads is that the tag to them is actually a repair kit.
Mm-hmm.
So not being able to have that with the sack is like a huge.
Well, that's one reason I think I'm going to stick with the sack and just put it on there as much as possible.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that. That's kind of neat. Actually, there was more water in January.
There was more water?
A lot more water. This is interesting.
Well, it is dry. Like, drying up.
Yeah, but this is, spring. You'd think there'd be more water in spring than January, but now I will warn you, that trail over there, it's really close to the edge. So, actually, to be honest, I'm probably going to give you a trekking pole to get through there. Well, we're a little over a mile into the hike for the day. Like I said, we only have maybe 2.5 miles to go. And come up across this nice creek here. I do remember it from January, but it was completely dry at the time. So we have flowing water in it now. It's just kind of neat. Really pretty area. Now, of course, if it was a little bit wetter, you'd actually have some falls probably down through there, but it's nice for this time of year. I'm quite happy to see something like this. But yeah, we're getting closer to site. Probably a mile and a half at the most. We knew today would be a short day, that's why we weren't worried about starting late. Nearing the 2 mile mark for today. And we're come down next to the lake, very close to it. Got quite a few scenes of it through the trees. Lots of boats out there, guys. Figure people out fishing and just enjoying the day on the lake. With it being a Sunday, people off work. It's pretty warm today. I mean, it's not like 80 degrees or anything, but it's a little bit more humid. So I'd say the real feel is probably in the mid 70s. Probably real temperature is probably upper 60s right now, and it is just now noon, so. But we've had a pretty good hike. Feeling some after effects yesterday, not having been on trail for a while. I'm a hair bit sore. Alex was talking about her feet's a little sore. I'm feeling it in my lower back and my hips more than anything, and like I told her, that's just a idea of conditioning, having not been on trail with a heavier pack for 4 months and being cooped up inside. That'll come back to me. I'm not really worried about it. Just not the best feeling today. Trail is definitely kind of close contact, overgrown, but not too bad. Lots of thorns, some more thorns, Bex, and just kind of dealing with the the overgrowth and such.
I had a stick caught on my foot.
But it's not too bad. It's just where there's been a lack of trail maintenance, which can be expected during this time right now. I'm not really going to complain about it. At least it's open where you can actually get out here now. There for a while, it was even kind of concerned that, you know, everything was going to shut down for a while. So, but yeah, there are a number of people out. We've passed a few hikers. A group, I'm sure they were camping overnight. They had larger packs. And what looked to be a dad and a couple of sons out doing a day hike. And they were younger, probably 8 to 13 between the two of them. So I was like, that's kind of neat, getting them out here young and letting them get out in nature and learn how to hike and navigate a map. Because the one older son was carrying a map that was laminated. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. But like I said, going back to the idea that, yeah, definitely got to get some more conditioning in before we do some of the longer trips that we're talking about. Plus, I do have a little bit extra weight that I normally wouldn't carry. Like I said, we're carrying the fire stuff, and I've got my axe and things like that. Going forward, we won't be doing fires because we'll be looking at longer miles and warmer temperatures. We won't even really care if we have a fire so much. I mean, in fact, honestly, we built the one last night and we're around it for, I don't even think we were around it an hour. Because what, I started at 9:30 and we were in bed in the tent by 10:15.
Yep.
So 45 minutes. I mean, really, it was just enough to start it and say, hey, look, we did a fire. Yeah. I spent more time processing wood than I probably spent sitting around it. We were just too tired to bother. Now today will make a difference because we should be at site set up by 2:30 and be able to relax the whole day, have 7 hours before dark, so we should have plenty of time to get some more firewood. And that should be fun tonight, just actually sit around the fire and relax. And even tomorrow, the hike is only like 4.5 miles, and then we'll have about 2.5 miles out on Tuesday. So, and the worst parts are over. The big inclines, those are over next site too. We've knocked those out. We did 2 yesterday and 1 today. And for the most part, right through here, it's definitely gonna be flat like this for a good ways. Probably this is what we'll see the rest of the day. Even going out to get water and come back to site. I think there's a slight incline right there at the creek where the water's at. But it won't be anything like we've done today. So, looking forward to it. Nice, basically, camp day for us today. It's not gonna be a real hiking day. And, you know, occasionally that's real nice, just to have an off day where you're just kind of camping, you know. It's not exactly car camping, but close enough. You know, we still got the dehydrated foods and stuff. If this site wasn't so far from the trailhead, I would actually consider coming into it at one point and doing steaks over the fire. Ow. That was crazy. But yeah, it's I think the shortest distance I've seen is 3 miles, and that's a little far to carry a couple of steaks. But I mean, it may be something I may do in the future. I don't know. We'll see. Especially if we get a big group of us decide we want to come in. Alex and I don't mind the dehydrated food so much.
I sometimes even prefer it. So.
Well, those dehydrated tacos are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing those for almost 2 years on trail, so we've even done those at car camps. So, you know, they're easy to pack, easy to make at home, and really awesome on the trail. You can either put them on tortillas, put chips in them, or Alex last night just threw some cheese and sauce in them. Didn't even have any of the shells or anything.
I mean, they're really good just by themselves.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you can tell, that looks like maybe the lake down there. I'm not sure. We're gonna get on over here and get to our site, and we'll show you what's going on, guys. We bypassed our site just a minute ago. It's about 1/10 of a mile back down the trail this way, and we're over here where we're gonna get water. It's a nice little creek flowing. It's actually, I crossed it last time I was down here. It's not as deep as far as water, but I do see a nice little spot. It's gonna be awesome to get water out of right in here. Almost like a little flowing tap right there. I'm just gonna stick the new filter under there and get it. and get us some water. We're going to kind of fill up probably a liter while we sit here for a few minutes, and then head back to camp. And then we'll have about 4 liters for the 2 of us for tonight and tomorrow morning. So that should be plenty of water. And worst case scenario, if we would get a little low, we can always just filter water, come back down here real quick and filter water after we set up site. I don't foresee that problem, but if we need to do it, you know, we're cool. But yeah, guys, it's a beautiful, beautiful spring day. Look at that. I mean, just green and blue, and sun's out really bright. Starting to get some of that summertime sun. I mean, it's still cooler in the air. I mean, it is the end of May, but this is one of the cooler weekends. But yeah, I definitely can already tell that summer air coming in, that summer sun, and just looking really nice. What do you think, Alex? Having a good time?
Yeah. I think I'm definitely struggling a little bit just from where it's my first time out in a long time. But I'm definitely having fun no matter what. So.
Yeah, and we're going to have a great view of the lake. We'll show you when we get to site and kind of get some stuff set up. The view that we're going to have the whole night, and we've already looked. There's firewood sitting there. It looks like since I've been here, at some point in time, the guys that work here at East Fork have actually come in and cut up some wood. There was some wood actually down across the trail there, and they just actually cut it up, chopped it up, and set it there. There's actually a nice little pile. We're going to use a few pieces of that, and then we're going to gather up our own stuff and kind of have, you know, a nice fire tonight. Should last a while. It's actually supposed to get kind of cool, so it'd be kind of nice to actually have a good fire too. So we're looking forward to it. Oh, beautiful day, guys. Whole blade. You're wasting strokes if you're just doing half the blade.
Yeah, no, I realize that. Well, when I play my violin, when I use my bow, I use like half my bow. It's funny because I get told the exact same thing.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. At least you realize what you did. It should go right in, it's sharp.
It is, but I can't aim. I aim like this because I hold my hand weird.
Gotta be careful. Go in between them. There you go. That'll be fine.
Let's get to a point where it's doing this. So I have to. Getting out of breath already.
Are you out of shape? Come on now.
I am out of shape.
Well, it's about 5:30 here on the trail, guys, and we've got sites set up, of course. We've had that set up for a while, and quite a bit of firewood processed up. And we're just kind of relaxing now. Really, really pretty weather. The breeze has been kind of intermittent. It's kind of breezy right now, but it's not as bad. It was actually kind of windy earlier. It was actually a little cool. We got chilled trying to eat lunch, but we got to processing the wood up, which we have all this that we've actually processed up. And we worked up a little bit of warmth, and I actually got a little sweaty, but I'm comfortable now. The wind has died down. Like I said, it's just a touch of a breeze now, and I'm hoping as it gets throughout the night that it dies down a little bit more, because, you know, we are expecting cooler temperatures, and we're hoping that, you know, it'll stay comfortable for us at least through until we get ready to lay down, and maybe we can be warm tonight. I'm going to put on my extra layers. I have some. I should have put those on last night, but I wasn't expecting it to get quite as cool. But this is what it looks like this afternoon here. We're really enjoying it. Love this view overlooking the lake. Been multiple boats out here, people skiing, people fishing, a lot of jet skis out in the water. No one at the beach. I believe that the beach is straight across the way over there. There is a beach area at least, and no one's there as far as swimming that we've seen today. They may have been there yesterday because it was much warmer yesterday. But a lot of people out in their boats and stuff today. If you notice, maybe, let's see if I can step over. Like right in here, I'd say there's a boat launch. Looks like a small marina. I know there's one back out this way too. But it's been really awesome just kind of watching the boats. And there have been people come right up here to the shore and, like, you know, just having a good time, playing music and, you know, just laughing and joking. You can hear them having fun. And it's so nice to actually see people out doing things like that now. So, and we're doing what we enjoy. We're here camping. Alex has actually got her a piece of solid dried out driftwood. Is what it really is. And she's looking to maybe whittle something. They've done that before on trail. Did it at Burr Oak, but she's going to work on a new piece now. So we'll see how that turns out. And I'm just enjoying the weather now after I'm getting the wood processed up. Now, as I was saying, there are pieces of wood here. We may not even use any of these, or we may throw one or two on there. I don't want to take a lot of that because, you know, that's something someone else has done, and I figure, you know, leave it here for other people to come in. Maybe there's someone that comes in and doesn't have the ability to process up as much wood as I do, and, you know, maybe they can use some of that, and it'll make life easier for them. But guys, this is what the woods looks like. This is our view right here beside the lake. Really enjoying this trip. I mean, last night was awesome. We did a lot of hiking. Well, not a lot, but, you know, a lot for not being out for 4 months. We felt it in our bodies. It was cool to be back on trail. Accidentally found us a really killer site last night. Really enjoyed that one. If it had not got so cold last night and I hadn't got chilly, I've had a great trip. That's the only thing that I have to complain about is how cold I got last night. But look at these woods, guys. Yeah, this is awesome. Haven't seen a lot of people today either. There's been maybe 4 groups that have come through. Yeah, I think 4. Well, no, 5 groups, because there was a guy come through. He had a child carrier. He had his kid on his back and had a little one with him. And they were talking about, oh, look at the site. Yeah, you have a great site. Look at that tent. That tent's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like I've always said, when you have nice equipment, people come through and say, look at that. We've got the tent set up pretty nice tonight. It's a lot lower to the ground as far as the fly, and we have the tie outs on the side of the tent here. Let me show you what we've done. We have it a lot closer to the ground, as you can tell, because it was much higher. I mean, we're talking, you know, we had gaps like that in the front. I mean, it was probably 12 inches in the front. But then we have these tie outs here, and we've angled that directly facing the lake, which is where the wind's coming from. So we're hoping that we won't get much draft, or at least as much of a draft from the wind if it would stay windy throughout the night. Otherwise, we may get chilly, guys. But we have it pretty close to the ground. I mean, that's the way both sides look. My side, because that was Alex's side. My side looks up a little bit more, but that's because I don't have the rain fly pulled. Once I get ready to zip it, I'm gonna try to look at it a little bit. I'm gonna try to get it a little bit closer to the ground and try to keep it as close as possible so we can avoid this breeze that's coming through. It's starting to pick up again. We may just face this because you do this sometimes on water where it gets breezy. Now last night we had no breeze whatsoever and still got cold, so we'll see how it plays out tonight. I'm really hoping that we don't have to worry about that so much. So guys, it's about 7:30. Sun's starting to go a little bit. I mean, we still got, over an hour. I think sundown today is 8:58, so we got plenty of time. Already got a fire going. Lexi started it for us. It's kind of neat. She's actually the one who kind of got the shavings and we used some of the sawdust from where they've cut up these trees here. See right here, guys. She gathered up quite a bit of that. So literally, this is Lexi's fire. Might want to put a little bit more on there. It's starting to...
Yeah.
You start seeing those ashy type things on top. You want to
Go ahead and
get some of these sticks on there and a couple that maybe more.
Yeah.
We're gonna put one of these big pieces on there here in a minute too, because that'll suffice for a while. But yeah, we kind of got it going. She went ahead and roasted a couple of marshmallows just for fun. We're going to do dinner here in a little bit. Kind of not super hungry, but I know we got to get it going. Got up a little bit later today, like I was saying. I'm kind of worried that I'm not going to be super tired until midnight, and I figure it's going to be by 11 o'clock. We'll probably won't get in the tent because it's going to get chilly on us. So we're going to see how that plays out as well. But right now, this is kind of what our site's looking like. We're all set up, got the fire going, definitely enjoying it. Probably brace it against up on top of that one maybe or something. That'll work.
And I'm gonna set this one right here.
Yeah, that way it'll last a little bit, but we don't overbuild the fire,
I think that should catch pretty nicely and just kind of get it going, because I let it sit for a second and then threw those, so that should be really decent fire.
But yeah, just a great night, guys. Great day of hiking, and a little bit of hiking and just more camp chores and relaxing around the campsite. I've literally actually gotten to the point where I'm a little antsy because I'm used to actually doing more, especially when I hike during the winter. Normally I'm getting to site at 5-6 o'clock, and oh no, it's gonna be dark at 6. So having the extra time till 10 o'clock, 9-10 o'clock before it's going to get dark on us, it's a little different compared to what I've been doing. So a little antsy here at site, especially, we had the firewood done and everything ready to just sit down and relax. We had that done about 5. Yeah, it was 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because I actually looked at my watch. I was like, dang, it's 5 o'clock and we're done. So that's kind of interesting just to be completely done by that early. And like I said, now it's what's coming up on 8. It's about 5 to 8. So it's going to start getting dark, and then, it's gonna start getting cold. The sun's kind of starting to dip down and getting a little bit lower in the sky there. Really, really awesome. Let's see if we can get out here and get a little bit more of a view out this direction where the sun's at. Yeah, it's kind of pretty. And then of course across the way over there where that there's a looks like a maybe a small boat out there. They're fishing. There actually is a group that was right in here that are still fishing too. But a lot of the boats have kind of died down, especially the watercraft that are, the speed, the faster speed boats that had the like skiers or whatever. This is all fishermen now because you've got a boat out here, one here. Like I said, the group that was right in here, yeah, they're right there. And there was one right out here. They just kind of moved off this way, but I think they were still actually fishing. So they might be on the water till even after dark, just trying to catch something. But yeah, a lot of because I mean there were quite a few like jet skis and people out here skiing and stuff. They've kind of gone away. But other than that, it's starting to get quiet in the woods a little bit. Hear some birds, and that's about it. Occasional plane going by like right now. But definitely a really pretty evening, guys. And looking forward to tomorrow. Got a little bit longer hike tomorrow, probably about 4.5 miles. And then once again, we're going to be up beside the lake, a little bit off of it, a little bit higher than we actually are this time. Of course, we'll be heading home on Tuesday and gearing up for the next trip. We're already kind of eyeballing a couple of different other places we might be looking at in the next couple of weeks going to. And then if we go to the one, we'll definitely be pushing miles with that one because it's going to be an overnighter. It'll be like 10 miles. For basically the 2 days, but most of it will be done in one day. It'll be like 7.5, 8 miles one day, and then like 1.5 miles out. So we're kind of looking to try to start pushing, getting up over that 6 mile mark, 8 mile mark, 10 mile mark. Trying to get back into shape and getting conditioned back on the trail, which takes a minute once you haven't been on trail for so long. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to that. I'll go ahead and tell you guys, if we can get conditioned enough, really honestly, it kind of irritates me because if it hadn't been for the quarantine, if nothing would have happened, next month we actually would have been heading out to Virginia to do the Triple Crown, which is part of the AT in Virginia, the Appalachian Trail, and it's 3 different large mountains basically there in Virginia. It's very close to my hometown, well, our hometown, in fact. And we had thought about doing that. Just conditioning wise, we're probably gonna have to put that off until August because I'm not gonna go try to push it before I'm ready because it is a lot of elevation gain, a lot of walking. The original plan, we were going to try to do it in 4 nights, so we'll see how that happens. We do have it really easy because a lot of guys, when they go out and try to do that Triple Crown, they have to stay in a hotel the night before or do an 8 mile or 8 hour drive or 10 hour drive down to it and then get on trail. We're lucky because literally it's like we can drive to our hometown. My mother and stepfather actually still live there. We can stay overnight with them. It's a 5.5 hour drive, and then it's literally just a half an hour to like 40 minutes, I think, over to the trailhead that we were looking at using. So if we do get to do that, it's not gonna be that hard. It's gonna end up being a 6-night trip, but the first and last night we're actually just gonna stay over in my hometown, and the other 4 nights in the middle we're gonna be on trail. That's the going plan. I'm hoping we can actually bring you that series of videos doing the Triple Crown. If not, we'll have other things that we can do. We've even discussed going back down to Red River Gorge, or Alex wants to go back out to Brookville. I've been there, did the overnighter with you guys. She wants to go out and actually do the full loop. It's like 26, 28 miles. So that might be another thing we do. Let me know what you guys think would kind of be interesting. I mean, if you have a suggestion in the area, we're here in Ohio, basically Western Ohio, Central Western Ohio. If there's a trail that you guys know of that we could backpack on that you would kind of like to see on the channel, let us know. We'll look at it, see if it's something feasible we can do, and if we can do it, we'll go out and hike it for you guys and let you tag along with us and see what we see and what we do, guys. Well, it's starting to get dark on us here, guys, on the trail.
It's 8:30. Sundown is at 8:57. I checked it. So yeah, we're going to see dark probably in the next 45 minutes or so. Got a nice fire going, if you can't tell here in the background. We both kind of switched over. Lexi changed a little bit of clothes. I went ahead and put on a pair of underwear, long pants underwear to kind of abbreviate this wind that's been blowing, which it's kind of down for a minute, but it seems to be coming back and forth on us. So we'll see what happens with that. But right now I'm good and comfortable. I don't even have socks on, as you saw. I'm comfortable in these right now. Here in just a few moments, I will go ahead and pitch some socks on because I don't want my feet to get cold or anything. And I do have a fresh pair I'm putting on tonight because my other socks were a little damp from hiking today, and I just, like, you know, with the cold air, I'm like, nope, not dealing with that either. But I'll put the new socks on and I'll throw my shoes back on and be good for the night. And here in a little bit, I do have an undershirt that matches those pants to actually go underneath my t-shirt here. And I should be warm for a while. We have a nice fire going. It's pretty warm. I did go ahead and put a couple of those bigger pieces that I showed you on it, and that's probably about all we're going to use because we have tons of wood that we actually process that we're going to use first. And if we end up having to leave some of it, hey, that's cool. I like doing that for other people. So, but yeah, really, really great day. We're going to actually get dinner going here in just a second. We're both hungry now. I think Alex is getting ready to start her water, and I'm going to get mine going here in just a moment too. What are you doing for dinner tonight?
I'm doing the steak.
You doing the steak like I am?
Yeah.
We have a steak, basically the steak, mushroom, zucchini, squash, and onion with some seasoning that I kind of made at home and dehydrated, and then we put in roughly a 1/4 cup of rice just to kind of give it a little bit oomph, you know, but still keep it kind of keto for me. And you know, like I've always said, a little bit of carbs on trail is not going to hurt me because I mean, I'm at almost 17,000 steps for the day. So, and yesterday I hit 24, 25. So plenty of miles. I mean, yeah, the thing is, you know, a lot of people, you know, they count, okay, I did 5.5 miles over here to site, but then they don't think about all the moving they do, especially if you're processing wood or as you set up site. You know, there's a lot of walking with that. You know, you do end up doing a lot. I mean, there have been times that I've actually done more steps and more mileage at site than I have on trail, which I think actually is going to happen today. So figure with it going to be a little bit chillier in the morning, we're not going to want to be up at 6 in the morning. I mean, yeah, we didn't get up till 9 today, but that's because we got cold. I hope we don't do that tonight quite so much. Like I said, where we did lower the rain fly on the tent and everything, keep it a little bit lower. Basically what we did, we didn't actually just raise the trekking poles up as high as they're supposed to, and consequently the mesh is a little, you know, floppy, a little dragged out in there a little bit. It's not quite as taut as it should be, but we're okay with that. We're looking to try to keep as much of the cold air out as well as the wind. And I actually crawled in there a few moments ago to get my battery bank out because I had put it in there earlier, and there is actually already a noticeable difference between what's inside the tent and what's out. So I'm kind of hoping that retains our heat from our body heat and keeps us a little bit warmer tonight too. So we'll let you know how that goes in the morning, whether that idea actually worked or not. If it didn't, I'm probably just gonna have a miserable night and just be cold. It's not the first time I've done that. There actually are still a couple of boats on the water. It's kind of neat that people are still fishing and the sun's starting to go down. I figured these guys are going to be out after dark, some of them, because the one that's way out here up next to that beach is still sitting there. They've been there for a while. Actually, looks like that's the only one on the water now that I can see from here, at least. You know, of course, the lake goes way on out that direction. So, but yeah, they're still actually over there. Of course, I mean, it wouldn't take them 10 minutes to get over to the marina if they were leaving from there. So, they may not be out there too much longer. But there goes Alex starting her water. Like I said, I'm getting ready to get mine. It's kind of what the woods look like now, guys. May not be quite as bright as it was on me because I have a light on my GoPro now. So this is what we're looking at. Starting to get dusk. You know, sun is starting to peek down. Let's go over here and see if we can get. Yeah. Yeah, right through there. It's kind of a good idea what we're looking at. I mean, literally, it's starting to drop behind that mountain there. So, yeah, it's not going to be long. I'm figuring 9:15, 9:20, we'll start seeing really good dust. Probably about time to put lights on. 9:40, it'll be dark. Now, the moon will be up. I'm not sure if it's up quite yet. If it is, it'll be back this direction behind these trees. But it's still going to light up the sky, so it's not going to get super dark on us tonight. It didn't even get really that dark last night either. And we have this nice open view. This is going to be kind of cool, especially if some of those clouds move off a little bit more. We'll see stars all through here, guys. That's going to be awesome. Anything to say?
I'm making my food right now. I'm gonna have some steak. I'm probably gonna roast a couple marshmallows tonight from where we're burning our fire a little bit longer, and I'm just enjoying it a lot. We got a lovely view, as he was saying, and I honestly am enjoying this trip a lot already, and we're only here day 2, so.
Well, you know it's a good trip when you're already talking about the next trip before you get through the third day of the 4-day trip.
Exactly.
So guys, it's the end of day 2. We're laying down now. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. We did stay up a little bit later tonight, like kind of what we thought. You ended up using all the wood that we had, plus 2 pieces from the other pile, kind of like what we kind of thought we might. So we didn't use it all, but we used everything that we processed, which was fine. Kept us warm. We enjoyed the fire, had a good night. It's really quiet. There have been some, I would assume, campers and people on the water being kind of noisy up until about midnight, but they've kind of calmed down, so we should be able to get some rest as long as the duck or goose or whatever it is. There's something that was right down here on the water, kind of spooked us about a half an hour ago, but I believe it was a duck, so just wasn't expecting it randomly in the silence of the night. That was kind of funny. But other than that, yeah, it's been a really uneventful night. Really, really peaceful, really calm and enjoyable. Great fire. You know, we burn it from 7:30 till now. It's down to embers. And like I said, underneath the tent, I can see it. I'm pretty comfortable right now in my clothes. She was comfortable until we got over here away from the fire. And now in her sleeping bag, so I figure she'll be comfortable. The tent actually is pretty warm, I think.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that it's warmer than outside, because I think it really helped being able to lower it a little more than last night, because it doesn't have that air, and also the breeze has died down a lot from earlier this evening.
Yeah, so we'll let you know what we think about it here in the morning, next video and everything. But anyway, we're heading out. We're going to bed. For Living the Grand Adventure, I'm Kevin. This is Alex. Guys, if you really enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, and comment. Check out my Instagram and my Facebook. We'll post it right here on the screen. You know, that does give you updates on where we're at, and it's a little bit more current than our YouTube channel. But guys, it's really cool to be able to share pictures and stuff from trail on there that are kind of unique to what we have here on the channel. So definitely check out those. And guys, for Living the Grand Adventure, like I said, I'm Kevin. This is Alex. You guys have a great night wherever you are, or a great day, depending on what time you're watching this. Yeah, and we'll see you on the trail. Always remember to live your grand adventure to the fullest. Have a good night, guys. Later.